There have been many things that have been written and said and expressed about marriage, including things that are funny, things that are in depth, things that are explained about marriage through video and written, and they all have different important things that they contain. Since Egyptian times, marriage has been important not just between the two people, but it has been important between families of these two people and between religious um, religious organizations. Marriage has been important for everything. Just because marriage was allowed in many different places didn't mean that it was always accepted. In many different countries, it wasn't always allowed for a husband to have multiple wives, even though it was allowed, it didn't always happen, even though it was allowed. In other places, wives could have multiple husbands. Marriage has different names and laws that it goes by, such as civil unions or same sex unions, that happens in many different places around the world. Sometimes spiritual individuals would have relationships with different people. In other places, many years ago, two men were allowed to marry, but then it was banned. In Spain, there was a recorded marriage between two men. Sometimes there wasn't even a relationship between two living people, it was between deceased people and living people. And this was done to appease spirits between the dead and the living, so marriages happened. All different types of marriages throughout history had something in common. It was that sometimes marriage became a big deal and love wasn't the main concern of this marriage, and it was more of concern of picking the right partners and having the ceremony. But recently, marriage has become more about love, and people would focus on individual happiness and pursuits and love between two people, and not familial status where you stood or on this ceremony. Now there are easier restrictions on divorce, and there are more people who are married at an older age. So when we think about what marriage is, we have to think about that marriage has always been a society's structures, values, and goals, and marriage has always fit to those. But as we consider that society's structures and values and goals, these things all change over time, marriage will also change with it.